Welcome back to Crypto Warehouse. My name is Mike, and today we are going to look at the 2024 targets that we gave you halfway through the year, and we're going to look forward to 2025. Now, most influencers will have told you this year that the likes of Ethereum are going to go to $10,000, $8,000. Bitcoin will have sat at $200,000, $250,000, and even Solana will have gone over $1,000 so far this year. None of them have been accurate. So what I thought I would do on this Christmas Day morning is run you through what I said, where we would be at the end of 2024, whether I'm right or wrong, and where we're going to be at the end of 2025. Before we begin, can I please ask you to like and subscribe to Crypto Warehouse and help us grow the channel. So before we begin, it's Christmas Day 2024. The market cap of crypto is sitting at $3.4 trillion. Now, if you haven't watched me before, my target for the end of the bull run is for the entire crypto market to get to between $6 and $10 trillion. This is based on the previous bull run topping out at just over $3 trillion. I was expecting us to at least double that by the end of 2025. My bull run finishes in November 2025, so we've still got 11 months left. I don't think we are too far off the beaten track of getting towards that 6 to 10 trillion. So what did I say for each of the top few coins this year? What were they going to be at the end of this year? And where do I still think they're going to be at the end of 2025, and has that finished? So first of all, let's start off with Bitcoin. I predicted that by the end of 2024, we would be somewhere between $80,000 and $85,000. I, of course, am clearly wrong. Today, we're sitting at around about $98,000, having been as high as $104,000. So I am on the low side. Bear in mind that I did not know and did not expect the ETFs to have such a massive impact. Michael Saylor has been going out buying more and more Bitcoin, and more nation states are starting to stack Bitcoin on the quiet. So I would give myself a 7 out of 10 for my target for Bitcoin this year. Now, 2025, everybody has the same question. What will Bitcoin go to in 2025? Well, in 2021, I thought we would have got to somewhere between $90,000 and $100,000, and we topped out just shy of 70. So again, not anywhere near where everybody else expected, but I'm 4 years older, 4 years wiser. My target, which I gave you in a previous video, is for Bitcoin to top out at somewhere between $140,000 and $150,000 in November next year. Now, please bear in mind, all of this is not financial advice. This is only my speculation, and it's for edutainment purposes only. So 140 to 150,000 is where I think Bitcoin is going to get to at the end of this bull run. Again, we've got 2/3 of the way there. I think we're going to have a breakdown in Bitcoin dominance starting at some point in January next year. But I think the strategic reserve from Donald Trump, I think MicroStrategy and the ETFs are going to rise the tide, and we're going to get up towards that $150,000 mark. Now, that's number one. 7 out of 10 for Bitcoin for me. Number 2, Ethereum. Again, a great year for Ethereum. What many people thought was going to be a blow off top because of the ETFs was a bit of a damp squid, simply because that Grayscale dumped their Ethereum and have been doing for the last 6 to 8 months. So again, it hasn't reached the highs of where we expected it to get to. Now, I had an end of year target of around about $5,000 for Ethereum. Again, we did breach the $4,000 mark for Ethereum, but we're currently sitting at about $3,500. So I would give my Ethereum target for the end of the year at about a 6 out of 10. We were on track. We've had a slight retracement in December. We possibly could have got there. However, please bear in mind, Q1 of every year, January, February and March, they are the best months traditionally for Ethereum. Q4s are the best months for Bitcoin. So going into January, February and March, I would expect as Bitcoin dominance starts to break down that Ethereum is going to lead the alt season. So for me, 6 out of 10 for Ethereum. So that's where we are at the end of the year for Ethereum. My target for the end of the bull run is still and hasn't changed $8,000 to $10,000, depending on how bullish we are next year, how many more rate cuts we see, what Donald Trump does in his first 6 to 8 months of being in office, what new ETFs come along. All of these things would help rise the tide of Ethereum. I do expect us to get towards $8,000 to $10,000. I have said this all along, so my target for Ethereum hasn't changed either. Moving on then, there are two coins that had similar price action. We're going to look at them individually, XRP and Cardano. We're going to get onto Solana last. So XRP, I made a video about XRP a very long time ago, and I gave you a price target for what I expected XRP to get to if and when court case with the SEC and especially Gary Gensler was over. And I said we would breach $1 and go towards $1.50. All of that is now water under the bridge, and my target for XRP by the end of the year, going into the bull run, was $1. The same for Cardano, which we'll get onto in a minute. Now, of course, this one is completely wrong. We are at $2.25 at this moment in time. We've been as high, I think, as $2.40. So I'm way out with my price prediction for XRP. I'd give myself a 4 out of 10 for that. Now, why has it gone so high? Very simply put, there is a combination of factors very similar to Cardano. We have the XRP stablecoin. We have XRP and Brad Garlinghouse sitting down at the table with the Trump administration. We have a green light for XRP to become part and parcel of the banking institutions. So XRP has been on a bullish run, but I've been wrong, and I am wrong on this. We have doubled what I expected us to get to. Now, price target for the end of 2025, I still hold that we will go somewhere between $3 and $5. That sounds incredibly low, I understand, but I am not going to shift my perspective on this coin. It already has a $130 billion market cap. If it was to go to $5, for example, we would be looking at somewhere in the region of a $400 billion market cap. For me, that is very, very high. So I think we've seen a lot of gains for XRP in this bull run already. But for my wildcard prediction, I would expect it to get to $7. However, if you are buying coins today, my advice is look at the return from where we are. We've told you the Bitcoin, we've told you the Ethereum, we've told you the XRP predictions that we've given you. Some of them have been slightly out, others have been out a lot. So for XRP, I'm going to give you a $3 to $5 target and a $7 absolute blow-off top price for XRP. Longer term, sky, the moon, wherever it wants to go, it can do once it becomes part of the institution. But we are still maybe 2 or 3 years away from seeing the true potential of XRP. A $10, $15, $20 XRP is not off the table. But you have to remember, in crypto, it's all about time and it's all about the cycle. We have 11 months left of this bull run. XRP has already hit $2.40. I just don't see it going above $5. Now then, Cardano. I said I wanted to see Cardano going into the end of this year at $1. We are at, I believe, about 94.95 cents as of today. I'm going to give myself a solid 10 out of 10 for Cardano. Whilst most crypto influencers have been telling you that Cardano is dead, XRP is dead, I have stood by those two coins. Very simply put, you need to look at the deliverables of each coin. What is your favorite meme coin going to do in the next 2 or 3 years? Compare that to what the likes of Cardano, XRP, Solana, and Ethereum and Bitcoin are going to do in the next 3 or 4 years. You hold the meme coins to generate the sats you buy in Bitcoin. It's all about stacking your sats. However, if you're going to diversify, you should be looking at the big hitters. Now, Cardano has been vilified. It was called a zombie chain at the start of this year. Charles has come out and defended it. over the course of 2024, we've seen massively bullish moves by Cardano, including recusing themselves from the running of the chain. Now, the wild card, which nobody expected, was Charles Hoskinson to be given a role in the Trump administration. Now, this has caused massively bullish news, but that's not the reason I am bullish on Cardano. I am bullish on Cardano because he's more than likely within the next 12 months become a side chain, a layer 2 of Bitcoin, whatever you want to call it, and transactions on the Bitcoin blockchain will be processed via the Cardano blockchain. Now, this is massively bullish, but please bear in mind, there are the likes of Zeus on Solana and other blockchains trying to do the same thing. This is not a solely Cardano-based development. There are other people trying to do it. However, saying that, it's massively bullish news for Cardano. What Cardano needs to do next year is get itself stablecoins. Stablecoins bring liquidity. That's what we need to work on with Cardano. And Charles Hoskinson has said he's willing to sit down with Solana, with XRP, with Ethereum, and create a real spider's web of blockchains, all connected together. And of course, the long-term goal in Charles's eyes to help blockchain further the American interests. So, $1 I said at the end of this year. We're 5 cents off, 10 out of 10. Where do I think Cardano is going to go to at the end of 2025? Again, I think we are looking at $3 to $5. Most in the Cardano community are going to tell me it's going to go to $25. There is a lot more runway for Cardano to go up than XRP because the Cardano market cap is lower. So can we see a $7, $8 Cardano this year? Yes. However, my personal investment strategy is to base it on $3 to $5. I was picking up Cardano at the start of 2023, the same as I was picking up XRP, and I think I'm somewhere in the region of about 7x up on XRP, and I think I'm about 5x, maybe 4x up on Cardano. So there is more runway for Cardano to go up next year, but $3 to $5 again for Cardano. So far, a mixed bag. Solana. This is the one that you were listening to people like Cryptos R Us telling you it's going to be $1,000 at the end of this year. We're coming in at just under $200. I said in many of the predictions and a lot of the videos that we needed to be somewhere near $300 at the end of this year for Solana to be able to go into next year and attack $1,000. That along with having its own ETF. Now, we're sitting at $200. We've had a retracement. We did get as high, I think somewhere we've reached all-time highs on Solana, $250. I'm going to give myself a 7 out of 10. I think we reached towards, very similar to Ethereum, we reached towards where we expected to go to, and we've had a retracement because the market's pumped quite so well. And again, this hasn't been alt season. Many of you out there think that we're in alt season. We are not. Bitcoin dominance is still well over 50-55%, and the alts haven't really run. This is just catching up on some of the losses that we've seen over the last few years. So I'm going to give myself maybe a 6 or 7 out of 10 for Solana. Going into next year then, we're going to get the Solana ETF. We're going to get the Litecoin ETF. We're probably going to get an XRP ETF. Maybe, who knows, a Cardano ETF, even though the community doesn't want that. So, I have 2 price targets for Solana based on the ETF alone. If the ETF comes towards the end of next year, I think Solana will top out at somewhere between $600 and $700. That's still the same price that I gave you in my Solana video that I made a few months ago. If the ETF is approved between March, April and May, then we are going to see $900 to $1,000 for Solana at the end of this bull run. Remember, some of these coins we're talking about have multiple billion-dollar market caps. They are not your favorite meme coin with a $100 million market cap. These things take money to move. What we've seen with Grayscale is them dumping every coin that's become an ETF. We've seen it with Bitcoin. We've seen it with Ethereum. We're going to see it with Solana. That's why the approval of the ETF is so important. If it happens at the beginning of next year, the first 4 or 5 months, it gives Solana to go through the grayscale dip and come out the other end and have a blow off top. If it is approved in August or September next year, we are going to see Solana retrace. Now, we could go to $800 or $900 by the middle or autumn next year, and then the ETF goes live and it retraces to $600. That's what's happened with Bitcoin. That's what's happened with Ethereum. Why would it be any different for Solana? It won't be. So, even though we might hit the peaks of $800 or $900 by the end of the bull run, $600 without the ETF in Q1, Q2, $1,000 if it is approved in Q1 or Q2. And that is my target for Solana. So they are the top 5 coins. I have got other coins you should be looking at. I've given you price targets for the likes of Jupiter and Chainlink and ICP and many other coins. Pith we've added as well. Render we like. Near Protocol we like. Overall then, what I see happening between now and the end of the bull run. Traditionally in the cycle, we're going to see 2 more dips, and I'm going to make a second video about this. We're probably going to see a dip in January. We're going to see a 30% correction at some point in January. That's been the case over the last few bull runs. Now, there's going to be a second 30% drop based on history, not based on some pie in the sky decision that I've decided is going to happen. It's based on the cycles, and that will happen around the summer lull. Now that could be July, August, it could even be September, but we're going to have another lull towards the summer period next year. That will be the second 30% correction that we will have in this bull run. Now, we don't call a 5 or 10% correction a massive retracement. It's simply the market flushing out liquidity, flushing out the leverage, and getting ready for the next leg up. So expect 2 more dips. Keep some money on the side. Don't FOMO in to every green day of every project that you've never heard of. You have to carry out correct risk management, but also if you are up 10 or 15 or 20x on some of your coins next year, take some profits. It doesn't matter whether the bull run ends in November, April, August. Take the profits. If you've put $1,000 into your favorite AI project and it's currently sitting at $12,000, $14,000, $16,000, take $8,000, $9,000 off the table. Okay, then you've 8 or 9x'd minimum your return. If it then goes on to do a 20x and you sell the other half, you're going to walk away with potentially $18,000 to $20,000. Take the profit, and at the end of this bull run, remember, you are never going to time the top. So if we're talking about a Bitcoin at $150,000 and you average out, you dollar cost average out, again, we're going to make another video about this. You dollar cost average out of Bitcoin and you come out with a price of around $135,000 to $140,000. That's been an incredibly good bull run for you. Remember, had you bought Bitcoin at $15,000 to $20,000 and you're selling at $130,000, you've 6x'd on Bitcoin. The safest cryptocurrency, not the safest asset, of course, safest cryptocurrency. Take profits along the way. You are going to see pumps, maybe April or May, we see a pump and people say, this is the all-time high. That's it. Take some profits. We then have the summer lull, and then we have another blow-off top in November. Take profits along the way. This is the year we have been waiting for. For the last 2 years, we've talked you through the bear market, the brutal downs. We've talked about Solana at $6. We've talked you all the way up on Solana. We've told you the $50, the $80, the $100 targets, because we knew we'd end up at this stage. Now is not the time to fumble. Now is the time to have a cool and clear head. And remember, it's Christmas Day. For those of you that celebrate, Merry Christmas. For those of you that don't, enjoy the peace and quiet of the next few days and prepare for 2025, for most of you, this will be the life-changing year. This is not hopium. This is not moonshots. This is the end of our journey. Okay? So take care, everybody. Thank you for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. My name is Mike. You have been great. Until the next video, Merry Christmas.